Hey guys, so I wanted to have like one central location where we posted a video is easier for us instead of having to type things out. So I wanted to have like one central location to kind of explain to you what's going on with baby Gideon. I'm gonna talk a lot. Jacob's not really a talker, but I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the beginning process is very much a blur to me, so if Jacob needs to cut in, he will. I don't want you to think that I'm just speaking over him. But basically, for those of you who guys do not know, Gideon was born at 36 and 6. He was 2 hours shy of being 37 weeks. I came in induced because I had choleostasis, but once I got here they found out I had preeclampsia. I will talk more about the labor experience because that itself was super amazing, and I really want to like fully focus on that because it was an amazing experience for me. Technically, Gideon was born early. He is preemie, but he's small, but he's not small. It's not like his preemie status isn't an issue really. When he was born, he wasn't breathing. So they pulled him out, they set him on me, and he wasn't crying. And I just remember him turning purple, and they immediately ripped him away. Nobody was really saying anything to us, and Jacob was right beside me, so I'm looking at him, like asking like what's going on. And he's trying to eavesdrop on the doctor who has our baby to figure out what's going on, because Gideon still is not making noise at this point, and there's a lot of people in the room. Nobody's really saying anything to us. And we eventually find out that the reason Gideon wasn't breathing when he was born is because of some medicine that I was on called magnesium. It slows down his system, and to my understanding, he was just insanely tired when he was born, and so he didn't want to breathe. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Immediately they took him away to the NICU, and they had to put a tube down to help him breathe. What's that called? Intubation? Intubate him. So he also had a feeding tube with that. So the first night, after a few hours after delivery, I was able to go see him, but we were not allowed to hold him. We were only allowed to like place our hand on him. He had that tube down his throat. He had the tube for a couple of days, but he was breathing on his own. They were able to take that out. He did have an IV in that was giving him fluids, but that ended up busting because it had been in there for so long. His vein blew. So they tried sticking him again and they couldn't. And at this point, the issue was Gideon wasn't eating. He was eating, but his sugars were really low. And we think that that has something to do with the fact that I had gestational diabetes, so his little body was trying to accommodate for what my body wasn't doing when I was pregnant with him, because my sugars were too high and his sugars are now too low. So the IV was basically just making sure that he was getting the food that he needed. So when his IV got taken out, they upped his food intake. We think the formula was making him sick because he started to throw it up, which was making his sugars low again because he wasn't able to eat anything. Once my breast milk came in, we were able to kind of supplement more with breast milk and give him less formula. It's still something that obviously it takes a while for us to figure that out. So he's not getting full breast milk right now, but he is getting the majority of breast milk. And as of today, which is the 30th, they stopped taking his sugars because he had 24 hours of good sugars, and he just has to meet his eating goal and he has to gain weight. Because as most babies do, when he was born, he did drop down weight. His weight was already kind of an issue because he was considered premature because he was born before that 37 weeks. And so we need to make sure that he gets back up to his weight goal, which I haven't been told his weight goal. But today is Saturday, and the doctor that we have been speaking with pretty regularly said she said if she was a betting woman, he would be able to go home on Monday if he continues with the path that he's on. So right now the prayers are that, one, my breast milk supply will continue to grow. Gideon is having a really hard time not latching. He knows how to latch, but it's like as soon as I hold him and try to start feeding him, he wants to fall asleep. And so then he's not eating, and the only way we can get him to eat is if somebody else holds him, like a nurse, and obviously a nurse can't breastfeed him. I'm obviously pumping and giving him that, but we need to make sure that he's getting breast milk so that we're not having to supplement so much for that formula. He will go home with formula supplement because he has to have a certain kind of calorie goal, and we have to have that in a formula. But once my supplies come in and he gets older and he kind of learns how to eat, he will be able to just be strictly breastfed as long as it's working for both of us. So things are looking good. he's doing well. He got moved to a big boy bed today. They took him out of the big bulky bed. I don't know what that's called, but they said he got to go to a big boy bed today, and he's doing really well, but he still has to make sure that he can eat and gain weight because he's technically considered still a preemie. So all your prayers, thoughts, and kind words have really been helpful. It's been hard to respond to everybody because so many people are curious, and with that magnesium made it so that I don't remember a lot of stuff. And so that's why I wanted to have Jacob here to kind of help fill in if I was misinformed. I've been off the magnesium since I've been discharged, which has been a couple of days, so I'm starting to get memories back. It's crazy, but I just wanted to have a one central place for you guys here. I feel like I've been talking for a very long time. So thank you guys again for your prayers and your concerns, and just continue to send them to little baby Gideon and the doctors and the nurses and the staff that are taking care of him. Do you have anything you want to say, baby?
No.
All right, so there's the update. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will let you know what's going on whenever we find out more. Hopefully he'll get to come home with us in a few days.